Sale corriendo. Llama a la ambulancia, llama a una ambulancia, si acaso.
Here we seem to have it under control, but a friend of mine has burnt his digging machine and he must have hurt himself. He has been burnt. They've taken him to hospital in a helicopter and we will see what happens.
Gazprom has told European customers it can't guarantee gas supplies because of extraordinary circumstances. That's according to a letter from the Russian energy company, viewed by Reuters, in which it said it was declaring a force majeure on supplies starting June 14th. The letter itself was dated July 14th and addressed to at least one major customer. Known as an act of God clause, force majeure is used to shield a business from factors beyond its control, like natural disasters. Gazprom had no immediate comment. It marks an escalation in an economic tit-for-tat with the West over Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. Uniper, Germany's biggest importer of Russian gas, was among the customers who said they received the letter and that it had formally rejected the claim as unjustified. A source tells Reuters the force majeure concerns supplies through the Nord Stream 1 pipeline, a major supply route to Germany and beyond. It's currently undergoing maintenance, and Europe fears Moscow could keep the pipeline mothballed in retaliation over sanctions, heightening an energy crisis that risks tipping the region in recession. The European Union aims to stop using Russian fossil fuels by 2027, but wants supplies to continue for now as it develops alternative sources.
We're very thankful for a young 22-year-old man who stopped this violent act.
The mayor of Greenville, Indiana, on Monday praised an armed citizen who shot dead a gunman inside a shopping mall after the shooter opened fire and killed 3 people. Chief Jim Eisen said he had no doubt the Good Samaritan's quick actions saved lives.
I will say his actions were nothing short of heroic. He engaged the gunman from quite a distance with a handgun. Was very proficient in that, very tactically sound, and as he moved to close in on the suspect, he was also motioning for people to exit behind him. He has, to our knowledge, he has no police training and no military background.
The city's police chief identified the gunman as 20-year-old Jonathan Sapperman and said he entered the shopping mall in the Indianapolis suburb on Sunday evening armed with 3 guns and more than 100 rounds of ammunition. The weapons were purchased legally. Eisen said they have found no motive for Sapperman's attack.
The most puzzling piece of this puzzle is the fact that he was in that restroom for an hour and 2 minutes. We believe, and we don't want to speculate, but we believe he was getting ready. He had a waistband holster on with several magazines. He had a backpack that had the second assault or second rifle broken down in it so that it would fit in there. Several rounds of ammunition. So we think that he was kind of preparing for his actions during that hour and 2 minutes.
Police said they found what they believe is the suspect's mobile phone in a restroom toilet. At Sapperman's home, they found a laptop placed inside the oven, which was set to a high temperature, along with a can of butane. Both the laptop and cell phone are being sent to the Federal Bureau of Investigation for analysis. The Greenwood Mall attack comes after a series of deadly mass shootings, including at a July 4th parade outside Chicago, inside a Texas elementary school, and one targeting a Buffalo supermarket.
All 17 were cold, calculated, and premeditated.
A prosecutor on Monday urged jurors to sentence to death the gunman who killed 17 people at a Florida high school in 2018 as the penalty phase of the trial kicked off. Last October, 23-year-old Nicholas Cruz pleaded guilty to the premeditated murder of 14 students and 3 staff members at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. Referring to Cruz primarily as the defendant rather than by name, Prosecutor Michael Satz said Cruz had planned to be a school shooter well before the attack. He read to the Broward County jurors chilling words by Cruz in a video recorded 3 days before the shooting.
Hello, my name is Nick. I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018. My goal is at least 20 people with an AR-15 and some tracer rounds. It's going to be a big event. And when you see me on the news, you'll know who I am. You're all going to die. Ah, yeah, I can't wait. Ah, yeah, I can't wait.
Around 36 family members of the victims were present in court. Some shook their heads or wept as Satz described the massacre. Teacher Brittany Sinage, called as the prosecution's first witness, described calling the 911 emergency number from her classroom. Her students were writing Valentine's letters as characters from Romeo and Juliet as the attack began on the afternoon of February 14th, 2018.
Almost instantly, I called 911 just out of instinct. They couldn't hear me over the sound of the gunshots. It was so incredibly loud.
Cruz, who was a 19-year-old expelled student at the time of the massacre, will be sentenced to life in prison without parole if any of the 12 jurors objects to the death penalty. Cruz in his guilty plea said he was very sorry and asked to be given a chance to help others. But the prosecutor said aggravating factors in the case, including premeditation, outweighed arguments for leniency. The jury's decision could take several months.
Russia just fined Google again. That's according to the country's communications watchdog. On Monday, it said a court hit the Alphabet unit with a penalty of about $373 million. That's over repeated failures to remove content that Moscow deems illegal. The country has long objected to foreign tech firms distributing content that falls foul of its restrictions. But the simmering dispute really erupted following the start of conflict in Ukraine. Late last year, Google was fined for failing to block or remove some content. Its Russian unit's bank account has since been seized, prompting the subsidiary to file for bankruptcy. Google hasn't commented on the latest reports. Back in June, Russian communications regulator Roskomnadzor said Alphabet's YouTube was deliberately spreading false information about Ukraine. It also accused it of discrediting Russia's armed forces.